хочу бачити того, хто раз у раз зі скель пірнає, рятуй його від нього самого, коли ми вдвох, він не зникає. Бо я тримаю.
Hi, rollers. I am happy to see you, and I want to read the description to this song, to this music video, on the page, on the YouTube page of this song. I translated it for you from Ukrainian. Well, ChatGPT did. I did not translate much, but let me hear it, not hear it, read it to you now. It is very important, and it says much more than I could say. So please, listen to this. Director Mitya Borodin, cinematographer Ruslan Bogdan, and the band The Heart Kiss presents the video 0000. This is a tribute to Ukrainian heroes, the energy workers. Those who keep our light on. Last year, on October 10, and this song was written a bit more than a year ago, so in 2023 this text was written, keep that in mind. Last year, on October 10, 2022, ahead of the heating season, Russia began launching massive missile attacks on critical energy infrastructure in Ukraine. According to statistics from the Ministry of Energy of Ukraine and the company The Tech, during 19 months of full-scale war, 367 energy workers lost their lives while performing their professional duties, and 940 people were injured. With the start of the new heating season, understanding the challenges and dangers energy workers face, we want to say once again, thank you. The idea for this story came to us last winter when Ukrainians were sitting in the dark. Many make films about soldiers. We wanted to tell the story of another group of heroes of our time, the energy workers. We filmed in February in Posad Pokrovske. Guys, it's a Kherson Oblast. We filmed real people, employees of the local Kherson Obolenergo. Among those featured in the video, 6 are no longer alive. They died on the job. Our story is about loneliness, courage, and bravery, about energy workers during the war, explained director Mitya Borodin and cinematographer Ruslan Bogdan. The main roles are played by actors Alexander Kobzar, Ksenia Basha, and Veronika Olshana, probably. 0000 is one of our favorite songs from the Heart Kiss album Iron Swallow. It had not been visualized before, but we had long dreamed of it. When we were approached with a proposal to select music for the video, we realized this song was a perfect fit, both in mood and meaning. It's a story about worrying for a loved one in danger, risking their life, says Yulia Sanina. These days, worrying for our loved ones has become an internal part of our lives. The song, together with the video, is a dedication to people who, despite everything, continue to work and live for others. No matter how hard it is, we need to talk about these topics, to talk with people about their losses, provide psychological support, and together find the motivation to keep living. Perfect description for this song, for this music video. I don't know. It fucked me up yesterday. It was this song was an offer to be, not an offer, like it was provided by Prometheus UA. he messaged me yesterday saying, look, I have this awesome song, and since we're entering another heating season and new season of Russian attacks on our energy infrastructure, on our electricity infrastructure, it's going to be a good, reason to show this story, to tell this story, to show this music video. And when I was watching it yesterday, it was hard to hold the emotions, and I was not holding them. I just fucking cried watching it. Because obviously that man lost his family, and now he's alone, but he keeps working there, fixing the... Sorry guys, being distracted by the chat. Fixing the energy infrastructure here in Ukraine, It's very dangerous work when not in country at war, but being that the energy infrastructure is targeted by Moscovia, it's terrible. Yeah, Kane KGG. It is. What extra fundraiser we have today? You see the smaller one for 45,000 hryvnias, which is basically around $1,100. This fundraiser is actually from Serhiy. We met with him today for the first time. We helped them with 600,000 hryvnias, which is basically, oh my god, almost $15,000 for the car and for the car repair service for their platoon, as I discovered today. Not for the whole brigade, for their platoon, which soon to become battalion. And Serhiy is an awesome guy. He actually brought to our meeting, he brought a van that they bought for the part of the money that we raised for them. So I filmed a video today. It's an 8-minute video that I'm going to present to you either tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Awesome video. Jason Slobodyan, remember such roller? He is in Kiev right now, and he was our cameraman. And yeah, it was pretty awesome to meet and to meet, like, all of us, all three of us were meeting all people there in that group, like all the two others for the first time ever. That was an interesting meeting. There was a language barrier, so I also had to be a translator in that group. But it was amazing. It was amazing. Okay, so we're gonna have here today Roman Trochimets. We're gonna have Ukrainian Ana. We're gonna have Aziza. We're gonna have Lena today. We're gonna have 4 guests. 2 of them are gonna be Crimean Tatars, 1 person from Kharkiv, and as you know, Roman is from Kyiv.
Okay. Yeah, so how are you doing?
Well, pretty good. Awesome. So, Roman, I am good. I did the Free Azov stream today. My fingers, I got a frostbite on my fingers. They are hurting a bit because I have these gloves without the fingers to be able to scroll and look for the messages in the chat, to reply to rollers and to some random people and to trolls too, sometimes with a middle finger, when they are trying to promote Russia there and say some bullshit about Ukraine. You need to also to do that. But in general, it was a good Free Azov stream. Then I went and met a soldier from the separate presidential brigade. We were providing him with a car. Like a month ago, we raised funds, or even less than that. It was a fundraiser for 600,000 hryvnias. Pretty big one, $15,000. Big one for this part of it, my initiative, which is here on the stream through my PayPal. And he brought that car today to Kyiv, to the center. We met, we made a video for rollers. He also has given me, I'm going to show you what he's given me. I went under the sofa back there and I am ready to show this. A cup of a separate presidential brigade. he
Nice.
he gave
Nice.
me, man, he gave me 11 of them, the whole box of these. Do you want one?
I believe it will be coolest. Maybe you'll send it to some of rollers who was the most active
Yeah.
in previous donation. Maybe just like an idea.
That was the
Because
plan. Yeah.
I'm sitting with this is my thermo cup. I've been with this in trenches, so I don't need any more. Like
Yeah,
I
I
don't
know.
need extra cup.
I suspected that. I suspected that you will say no, Rick, no extra cups, please. But yeah, why not offer you? I am generous, especially when I have 11 of them. Yeah, I'm gonna be sending it to rollers. The thing is, I have an assistant now. Lisa started working for me,
Wow.
and
Wow.
yeah,
This is the big day of history.
it's
My congrats, my sincere. I'm so happy for you.
thank you, brother.
And finally, rollers, write something in chat because this is big event actually for Ukrainian history and for the world history. Because finally, after so much hard work, and you did it.
It doesn't mean that I
Finally.
will have less work, It means I can delegate some of it and take more work. Oh, but yeah, I think I will ask Lisa to take 10 of those cups, and I will be probably raffling or auctioning them for some small price. I think we will begin with $10 or something like that. And yeah, and a lot of rollers will have a chance to get it, even if you don't have much money to auction it. You will be able to get it. But you guys, I think you will. A lot of you will be glad to have that cup. We actually today gathered here to present and talk about it, our NAFA truck campaign, the big one that we started with Roman 2 days ago. So, Roman, your emotions were above, I don't know what, but you were very excited when I launched the campaign, and you've noticed that, we, okay, and you noticed that it's 90,000 euros that we're raising.
So it was a question, right?
Yeah, it was not like maybe a confirmation that you were really excited. Maybe I'm lying to rollers right now, and you were not excited. But I think you were. In the voice message that you wrote me, it was like, yeah, a lot of emotion.
Yeah, I believe it's like it's very ambitious goal, and yet it's like I don't know how to say. It's from one side it's like pretty pretty big amount, like 19,000 euros. From the other side, it's just for army, for frontline. It's for track and few generators and few Starlinks, and that's all. But this is very cool because when we put done on this fundraising together with the rollers and the other people who will join this, I believe this is going to be a huge victory, because such victory possible only when a lot of people gathering together around one goal.
Yeah.
And like it will prove that that your community and people from all over the world still like stay together with Ukraine, and it will be, for me, for example, it will be like a big proof, huge proof, enormous proof that Russian propagandas and many people said that foreigners stop paying attention for Ukraine. They don't care because it's been too long, like war in Ukraine, almost 3 years. Everybody annoying about that and forget. And it will be proof, like the opposite point, that people not just continue, but such community become grows, like continue to grow and become bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So it's like how I feel about this campaign. It's really motivated because like logically people must be tired and and they really get bored about this, but everything's gonna be like 100% different, and I believe it will 100% motivated me, and I believe you and
Yeah.
other people, because while when we're gonna bring the cars and to the soldiers and we'll show it to other people, it will be like good inspiration. So but we need to work hard about it
Oh yeah, we need to.
achieve this goal.
You know, I'm also a bit nervous about this campaign because
Sorry for long answer, because it's like not about how was your day. It's really something
yeah,
like wow.
something big, you know. For me, it feels big
Yeah.
also. It's a new step, it's a challenge, definitely. But I think we need to challenge ourselves. You challenge yourself so many times in your life, man. I can, you can totally relate to this, right?
Yeah, but it's like pretty different, because for me it was always very hard to do fundraising for me and for my unit. You know, it was like damn, it was like I'm begging. I feel like I'm homeless, and I beg for some, some food or some money to rent some hostel. I've been in such position, but it's kind of different when you collect money for other people. I can compare it, and it's way easier because emotionally you not feel so
Attached.
I'm gonna use this word, but you don't feel so pathetic. Yeah, I felt like that when I collected money for sniper rifle or for cars for my unit, or for drones or stuff like that. But I right now I have opportunity with this fundraising to compare, and it's it's a little bit like big difference. If it's interesting for you, of course, such emotion, because I have been on both sides to collect money for me and for my equipment, and to collect for like people. Some of them I don't even know.
Yeah.
For these guys who can't make the video because of some
Yeah. But
because of some secrecy.
still,
But still, it's good. Yeah.
still, when we're gonna provide the vehicles to the soldiers, they need to calm themselves and take them. And if you're gonna make it to that handover event, we'll meet them together. So somewhere,
With pleasure.
yeah, somewhere in January or maybe February, we'll see how this campaign goes. But hopefully in January, we're gonna be able to hand over those trucks, and yeah, you'll meet the guys. Of course, they can take the truck only by doing all the needed documentation. So they will have to come.
It always was my point. Just I always even advise to Ukrainian civilian and for foreigners, just to like donate to those people who you trust, and find out those soldiers who really on the battlefield, who really fight, and like help them firstly.
Yep, I totally agree with you. Hello, Anna. How you doing?
Oh, hey.
Do you know Roman?
Joined earlier. Yeah. No, I don't actually introduce us
Yeah, this is Roman,
now.
sniper from the 3rd Assault Brigade. Currently, he's rehabilitating from multiple concussions, call them as you want.
Oh,
This is Anna. She is, a badass, brilliant Russian propaganda fighter on the Western. Yeah, on the.
You show
no.
hi. You show me her
Uh,
video. So yesterday night I watched these videos.
Yeah.
When you fight
so
against
what do you think?
four men, I believe, in Twitter.
No, not on
Uh,
Twitter. Was it like a TV
it
show?
Piers
You
Morgan, yeah, it's like a big show, like British person
Hmm.
who does a lot of stuff. He usually invites like the biggest like vatniks out there, and they just repeat endless Russian propaganda without any sort of like pushback, I guess. But this time he actually had a Ukrainian one, which is me somehow, and also the pretty cool general of NATO, old guy
Oh yeah.
Clark, General Clark, who was very cool, and he like saved the day
Yeah,
by
damn.
appearing. Yeah, he was very cool. But overall, it was a big thing. There's like millions of people watch it, so it's like pretty
wow.
pretty big.
Hmm.
Yeah, not bad. Although I am just, a regular person, like I'm a volunteer, so actually a lot of snipers. I even have like stuff here. It's the bullets we make for them. I pay for them.
Wow.
So yeah,
Nice.
so it's just yes, it's a lot of stuff. But point is that I wrote to them and I was like, "Are you sure you want me on?" I'm just they have like big names there, like Cenk Uygur. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's like he has a big show called Young Turks. He
Mm.
also was a candidate in president and all sorts of things in United States. So they're like a big people with big names, and I'm like, do you want me like a regular? What's the alternative of Joe Schmo Mikola? I don't know, regular Hana on your like program, and they were like, yes, we don't like mind that you're just a regular person. It's not a it's not a problem. And I was like, oh well, then I will show up, I guess.
You know,
Yeah.
I really, really wish that they invite you to this show again and to other similar shows because that's what's needed. I really, wanted to see something like this happening. You fit perfectly for that, Roman. I think I kind of interrupted you. Maybe you
No,
wanted to reply to Anna.
it's okay. I just thought you definitely nailed them because it was so
Thank you.
cool. Yeah,
Oh.
it was uh it was calm and only you shared with them only just facts and I really appreciate to listen in Ukrainian position with not like arguing or just being emotional and said Russian sucks, Ukraine's good, but it was really interesting to listen, especially for me. I was like a participant of Revolution of Dignity, and
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
and nice, and
Mm.
I really like listening to people who can connect the whole history, not like beginning of the war like 2022, but this whole story for people to understand how it happened. And also today I watched this video of the Jake Bro. I don't know you've seen it or not. Like it,
Mm.
30 minutes.
No.
I really recommend it, especially for the foreigners, because it's like for 30 minutes he shared like First World War, Second World War, and he explained how NATO appears and how all the Russian neighbors try to fight, try to defend the territory against Russia. So it's like really interesting and informative, even for me, but for other people, I believe as well. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, thank you. Many Ukrainians wrote to me and they were like, "Oh my God, like finally someone from Ukraine actually is there." And it is a kind of like a thing because I brought it up like on Twitter, for example, because when people like talk about, let's say, Palestine, Gaza, Israel, whatever your like opinion on that is, they invite people from Palestine to talk about Palestine. So they have like a bunch of people from Palestine, or at least activists or like people who are very pro-Palestine like in the West and things like that. But when it comes to Ukrainians, there basically never ever is a person from Ukraine or at least a journalist from Ukraine who is here.
Hmm.
So because of that, it's like it's quite difficult to push back against like this. They would invite that Horton guy who was there who I argued with. He's quite basically like a speed run of Russian propaganda. So he's like, they just gave a megaphone to the guy, and he like, Maidan coup, Donbass was bombed, and all of that, like good old stuff, like good old tried Russian propaganda stuff that you hear still in, for some reason, in the year 24, almost 25. So because of that, yeah, I was happy that I was managed to get there. I was a bit nervous, obviously, because I usually gave like interviews for like CNN, big programs like that, but it was just them asking me questions and me talking. It wasn't debate sort of thing. And but then I got like righteously angry at that pro-Russian motherfucker, and I was just I lost all my fear and all my anxiety. I just went for it and tried to to shut him the fuck up, because it was quite difficult. He was trying to take my time away, essentially. As soon as I started
Yeah.
criticizing what he was saying, he was like started interrupting me and trying to not let me speak. Yeah, but it was kind of funny. Me just they're like, this is the candidate, like, in the president. This dude wrote a book, like a president of Libertarian Institute or something. This dude is like killed Osama bin Laden or something. And like, this is like Ukrainian Ana from Ukraine. She has Twitter. It was a little bit awkward, but whatever. Having books doesn't make you
So
particularly right or smart.
Aziza, hello to you. How are you doing?
Hello.
So
Hello.
this is
Happy
Anna
to see you
and Roman. You
in
know Roman
Ukraine.
probably already, right?
Yeah, yeah. Even
Yes.
we met each other in Tunisia.
Oh, really?
When I
Yeah,
was in Tunisia, we
it was
have
bad
we have
connection, remember?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, you mean that. I thought he came to Tunisia and I didn't know it. And I was like, what? What happened? But yeah, how
I'm
are
not
you
sure if-
feeling after this trip,
Oh,
after this long trip?
much better. Today it was I think the first day when I was um with the power to do my work, begin to start to do everything that I want to do, as I like to do. And today was a great day, because these 2 days I was like a little bit dead person. um, but it's okay. It's nothing if we compare it with the work of our soldiers, with our people who are in prison. So it's just nothing. But I was a little bit tired. But now I feel myself step by step better and better, and have a lot of ideas, new ideas. So I'm really ready to work step by step.
Nice. I am happy to hear that. And we have a lot of work with you, and you also have a lot of work.
Yeah.
Okay, and Aziza is also a painter. I
Yeah.
basically got acquainted with her through Lisa, who is an art guide, my art guide. Basically, she organized the Fragility exhibition dedicated to our captives in Russian captivity to attract more attention to it. We went there, by the way, to that exhibition together with Roman. Roman, remember, it was January this year. We went to the exhibition dedicated to our prisoners of war.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there were Aziza's paintings, and through Lisa, I connected with Aziza. I invited Aziza to my stream.
Wow.
Only there, I discovered that she's a musician, but yeah, like, and she started singing on my stream. Then we organized this year it was the last day of summer, we organized a concert in the studio with Aziza. And in her music, she has a lot of, sense, meanings, and messages that are connected to this war, to Russian genocide against Crimean Tatar people, against Ukrainians also. And it's not an empty music. It's a very filled with meaning music. And for me, it was important to, to show it to more people, and and basically, I set myself a goal to get Aziza visible to more people. So we raised funds for equipment for her, so she could so she will be able to stream with proper equipment her music on YouTube and Twitch now. Before that, she was streaming it from her phone. The sound quality on the phone is much worse than you do it with a proper studio microphone and audio card and a laptop to stream it all in good quality with a good webcam. So now she has the ability to do that. Basically, Brawlers helped her. We raised funds for that equipment. Now she is capable of doing those awesome streams. We also need to work on setting it all up, because once we did that, once we did the second concert after raising the funds, we did the concert on the equipment we bought for Aziza. So basically, it was like a thank you concert. Thank you, Aziza, for giving that concert. It was pretty awesome. So, guys, both of you, Anna and Roman, and I don't know, maybe Aziza also, you were the part of Revolution of Dignity. And you I would like you to talk about it, but we need to talk about it in actually, I think, in the light of the recent events in Georgia and how their Maidan is not being that successful as our Maidan in 2014. And, the being organized is very important. Having the self-defense kind of groups who will protect the protesters and who will engage in the fights is very important, in my opinion. And they right now don't have it in Georgia. And I actually listened to some opinions of Sternenko and the other guy on Sternenko's stream today about, they were also engaged. And they were talking about the scene that was present on Maidan and some organized opposition, even if a lot of people did not like that opposition, but it was organized. It was always, they were always on the scene. And actually, the scene was an important element to guide people to...
Scene? Sorry.
Scena.
What does it mean?
Stage. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yes, the stage. Not a native speaker, so I call the stage a scene. They said that usually on the scene they were telling people where they should move the protest now. Usually it was like, now we're going to go and protest on this street or on that street. And of course, how to properly build the barricades, how to, do make a defense for yourself, like an armor or a shield and stuff like that. And Molotov cocktails and really, stop. Okay, no, I won't say that. But yeah, guys, your opinions on that. Do you think they have the chance?
So first of all, they're kind of doing it a little bit now, finally. So there's like self-defense battalions that people are trying to create, basically using us as an example of sorts, I guess you could say. They also started wearing some sort of like protections, helmets, things like that, of that kind, trying to do some makeshift sort of like weapons and things like that as well. So I would say they're like trying to fight back, at least, because there have been a very strong crackdown of their I don't know how it's called in Georgia exactly, but they're like they're Berkut essentially. They're trying
Special
to
forces,
fight against special forces. So they have the name of some sort, but I forgot. Actually, both my parents were born in Georgia, so I'm quite a little bit connected to them as well. There are a lot of like friends and people like there. And one of the main reasons, it's just my opinion though, so take it with a grain of salt. But the reason why they haven't been as successful, we can't really judge. Maybe they will be, they're there still, at least. So it's not like, but you remember them when was it, when the actual elections were happening and everyone was like, oh, they're gonna do like the revolution, the Maidan thing, and they like just went back home basically on the next day, essentially. So the reason why that happened was because, in my opinion, at least, even from what I spoke with the Georgian people, is that they really didn't have this basically the will to actually push it towards proper revolution and push it towards from just protesting to something more, let's say, like aggressive. And there wasn't really this will up until now at all in Georgia. Even when the Ukrainians were saying like they will just steal the election and you will just become a Russian playground for oligarchs again, and and they were like, well, no, we will do it legally, we will like win like in the court or some shit, and you'll be like, the courts are not yours.
Yeah.
They do not serve your interest, and they
So
will not
naivety,
decide
right?
in your favor. I guess you could say that, but also there's a bit of a context that is lacking in the sense that we in Ukraine, it was our first. There was Orange Revolution, sure, but it wasn't like as big of a event
Yeah,
by all
yeah.
means, right? And but Yanukovych was essentially our first, so like obviously pro-Russian guy who like refused the European Union treaty that we wanted, and who really pushed us towards like back to Russia. But in Georgia, it's quite different because they actually had the war way back. They lost the territory way back, Abkhazia, right, and
Yeah,
Ossetia,
yeah.
and annexation and everything that was going on there. And then they got Saakashvili, who kind of like pushed them towards like quite strongly towards Europe. And he has his faults, obviously, but at the very least, you can say that he transformed the country quite a bit in terms of like reforms and everything. And that push was completely like backflipped with them electing pro-Russian politicians again.
Mm-hmm.
So it's quite difficult in that sense because it's not exactly one-to-one our situation. We haven't really done that, like that backflip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since Maidan happened.
Yeah.
And they did. So, it's quite, they also are very fearful, which I think is a legitimate fear, although I can't say it's respectable, but it's legitimate that that they are afraid of Russia essentially,
Mm-hmm.
because not only they are now sure that the West will do, excuse my language, fuck all to help them, which
Mm-hmm.
is true,
Mm-hmm.
but they also know they are small, so they're like 2 million. How many are there? Like I think there's 2 million population. So
Mm.
comparatively to Ukraine, that's quite a big of a difference.
Uh-huh.
And them being like terrified of like a sort of like any full scale invasion or Russia attempting to actually like invade them, there is a lot of that fear there, which I wouldn't say it's illegitimate, but I also think it's not, it's now is not the time. So because they
Yeah.
are so bogged down in Ukraine, and you can see that now in
In
Syria
Syria,
with
exactly.
with the Assad situation, they're literally like just escaping Russian soldiers there, and they're like, Israel also killed like a bunch of Hezbollah dudes, which also helped and
A lot.
handicapped Iran quite a bit. Yeah, a lot of the guys in one like radio thing, but most of it is just Assad was held in power by essentially Hezbollah from Iran and Russia.
Mm-hmm.
So Wagner has went away from Syria way back, like months and months ago. But also the main Russian forces there are just straight up escaping. So now for them is the time, and they showed it. I think it was incredibly effective so far in them of taking their country back
Wow,
and
yeah.
ousting Assad and everything. So yeah, but Georgia is really not. I don't think they're any prepared for that sort of action. And there is
Mm-hmm.
also this fear, if they overstep, if they do a little bit too much, then Russia will essentially punish them.
Mm-hmm.
So, but unfortunately for them, in my opinion, that's how you stay forever hostage.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
basically Russia. So that's my opinion, at least on that. I don't know if
Exactly.
it's like 100% on, but yeah.
It's really hard, I think, and scary to go all in, because when you do the protests, when you start shooting the fucking cop goons like our Berkut or their special forces police who are just beating up the protesters and hitting women lying on the ground, sitting on the ground, hidden with their butts into their faces, that was a terrible video, and shit like that will keep happening. And it's really scary to go all in and start really, I don't know how to call it, but you need to be ready to start giving some heavy damage to the cops, like physical damage, and given some injuries and maybe even killing someone at some point. And it's really hard
Yeah,
to
but
cross that line. What?
Importantly, you need to be prepared to get killed and injured.
Exactly.
That's the most important part. Hurting someone else is one thing, but being prepared to get your own face bashed in
Yeah.
and lose people of your own, that's where it actually, is quite difficult for them. And it's understandable. And also in the light of it's also something that we need to kind of understand, I think, as Ukrainians, that many people see still Maidan as the reason why Russia attacked us.
Yeah.
So many people, even in the political world in the West, and still paint it that way. So if they didn't do it, then it wouldn't happen. Blah blah, things like that, right?
Yeah.
So many Georgians kind of also see it that way, which was surprising to me, honestly, considering they already suffered from Russian invasion and annexation prior to us. But there are a lot of them really feel that way. That if you like. If they I don't know how to say this, bots. If they do this too much, then Russia will, punish them for it. So basically, they're afraid of doing. Oh, I know how to say this. Fuck around and find out.
Yeah,
They are
fuck around and
afraid of
find
that. Yeah, they're afraid of that essentially. But in my opinion, it's just it's very convenient. It's sort of like Russia, threatening people with nuclear arms
Mhm.
constantly. It's kind of like that. So if you don't do what we want, we will nuke you, right? If you don't let us do whatever that we want with all the
Yeah.
countries in our like post-Soviet sort of sphere, then we will use nukes, right? And they
Yeah.
cross those and they paint those red lines that we have crossed like million times and nothing happened. And still people take those red lines seriously still in the
Yeah.
world. And I think Georgia as well. But they are small though. It's true. Like if Russia actually attacked them, it would be like absolutely disastrous for them. But I don't think they will, honestly. That's
Yeah,
just my
me
opinion,
too.
though.
Me too. They are
Yeah.
not in the state right now where they have any troops to invade them. Maybe they take their troops back from Syria and start doing some provocations there, but it is not likely, and we do not know that, and we cannot know that. Roman, I wanted to ask you. You once shared an experience of really discovering that you can fight back then on Maidan. It was a pretty impressive for me. So what do you think about Georgians? Maybe you recall some of your experience from 2013, 2014. What are your thoughts?
All right. I believe it's pretty hard to like compare Ukrainian to other people because I remember this protest in Belarus, for example. Belarusia, how to say?
Belarus, yeah.
Belarusia, yeah. And it was really pathetic. Sometimes we observe some protest in Russia, like a little protest, how one cops fight against 10 people and 10 people just run away, and
Yeah, that video.
it's like something that we can't understand. And I believe this is something probably in Ukrainians' genes, because for example, first fight I remember it was 1st of December, or the next day after Berkut fight against students, and so the next day the people just gathering on Mikhailivska Square, and it was peaceful protest, but we received the information that there will be buses with the Russian special forces at Berkuts who had permission to beat us and kill us, and without any punishment. And when we got this information, there was like a lot of people, maybe at least maybe 10,000 people on the square. But I just standing near civilian, and I heard that there are some couple of people who gather together and who getting ready to protect just regular civilian, and who ready to fight. And I feel like, okay, but I was like, I was studying architecture, I was breakdancer and like party man, and I wasn't like a
Party man.
fighter. Yeah.
That's a job.
But yes, for sure, organize party and make sure that students in architectural they not live in only in study, but they also have some party, have some fun, and yeah. But still, I understand that like if such dangerous approach, I should do something. And there was like 50, maybe 50 different guys who just blocked the little street, Trехsvetitelska, and we was ready to meet this Russian Berkut, and most of us hasn't any experience of fighting. It was just regular guys. But and according to information, it was like they was ready to bring like 500 Russian like Berkut or guys, and us and we gather like 50 guys, and we was blocking this tiny street, and we was ready to fight. It was, I remember this feeling. It was really scary because like they have permission to do anything with us, and I believe this is like big difference between us and Russian and Belarus, with all the respect to Georgia as well, because as Anna said, there are little population of Georgia, but I still it's some another different between us, because you see we're not afraid to fight. Even in the most furious fight on Maidan, it was from 18 to 20 of February 2014. We was with a wooden shield and with stick, and just Berkut shoot at us from AK and from pump gun, just from 50 or 20 meters, and we still defend us, and we still keep on fighting. We have no opportunity to shoot them back. We was with fucking sticks and just and fist, and that's all. And people just was injured and die around, and we still hold on. We was outnumbered, and we was like without any guns. So it's probably our will to freedom finally was burned, and we have the opportunity to kick them back. And also, you see, I don't know how to explain this, but I believe we are ready to to finally like earn our freedom from all this USSR, from all this Russian Empire, and we're gonna do it. That's all.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate, by the way, I agree with you actually. I was just providing Georgian perspective, so to speak, like the perspective of the people there. But I agree that there is a mistake. I made this mistake multiple times, especially with like it's unfortunate, but like most of my family is in Russia, which I don't speak with them, no, anymore or anything like that. But I always used to think about the why can't they do it, right? Why can't people like in Georgia do it? And my main mistake was I always compared us to everyone else, and I kind of had this expectation, right, after Maidan of other people as well. And it's not to just say we're like the greatest ever or like push anyone else down, but there is a bit of a difference in the terms that you can call us like a little bit unhinged if you want, a little bit like out there, but it is in Ukrainian history to be always be resistant, like Russian imperialism, to be resistant, like oppression, to be resistant any sort of like thing like that, 10 times more than any other people under Russia, right? So there is something, like you said, in the genes, but I would say like probably historically and culturally here in this place, like called Ukraine, right, where people have this very strong aptitude to be in very freedom loving and to resist quite strongly, even if the odds are against us, so to speak, even if it seems like we are, you know, we are not in the greatest sport, or we are in the minority, or our enemy is much stronger than us technically, right? And people still somehow find that sort of like will to
Yeah.
resist. It's something I
Yeah.
really respected always in the story of Ukraine, in history of Ukraine. And it's actually kind of funny little story that I was in a school that was very pro-Russian. So the director of the school was like the principal, right? The was super duper this like vatnik, pro-Russian lady. She had like those party of the region people like all the time, just coming around, and everything was like incredibly like that. And I was my parents were always very anti-Soviet. So I wasn't really, never like I spoke Russian, everyone did in the Kharkiv, so it's not like a, different thing. But I never was taught to despise like ourselves or Ukraine or anything. I was born in Kharkiv already, and I associated myself always with only Ukraine. So and not my like Greek ethnic, background, but nationality as Ukraine, right? And I always one thing that I always they could never win me over was when they were trying to shit on like Ukrainian history, and always our history teacher was like, it's like pathetic this, pathetic that, great Russian, history, and this is, and I'm like, where's the pathetic bit? It's like this little guy, resilient, so resilient, that fights off like literally Turks, Ottoman Empire somehow. Like I mean the Cossack history, right? Like
Yeah.
where's the pathetic bit? It's nothing but pathetic. It's the opposite. And I was like always
Yeah.
angry about it in the school, and I was thinking like, what the fuck? It makes no sense. It's a history to be proud of, not a
Yeah.
history to be ashamed of. And I think that's something to be. We should kind of like pat ourselves on the back at least for that, because not anyone. It's a unique revolution, Maidan. It was a miracle in a way, because it was such a successful, incredibly huge, millions of people like overall participated
Yeah.
during the winter time. It's unique, and it's not going to be repeated, I feel like, ever anywhere in the exact same format.
You
Although
mean
I
in
do
the
support
world?
obviously Georgians. Yeah, in the world, it's not repeatable.
But
It's very
it's
unique Ukrainian
repeatable
thing.
in one place. It's repeatable in one place, in my opinion, in Ukraine. It can be
Yeah,
repeated.
I mean, repeat by other people generally. Yeah. Although I of course support Georgians, and I wish them the absolute best in trying to take back their country, and to not become like Armenia or like Belarus or something of that sort, which we avoided very much by ousting, Yanukovych. So yeah, good luck to them. I support them. I always like show my support, but unfortunately, when you are next to Russia, your freedom is very costly.
Yeah.
It costs a lot of, and you have to like be willing to pay, I'd say.
Ага, ця свобода дісталась нам дорого, дотепер вона зростає в ціні. Yeah, those words
Exactly,
Yeah.
that song.
in that song.
You should be, yeah,
Sorry,
that's what I
Roman.
meant. Exactly.
Roman, what did you want to say?
Yeah, I just want to add. You said you could repeat only in Ukraine, but actually, such a thing as Maidan also repeated in 2014 when began of anti-terroristic operation, because
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Russian invasion start like they occupied Crimea and just wanna move on, but our soldiers, most of them also
Mhm.
was like without weapon. They just doing this chain of just living people, civilian and soldiers, on the boundary near Crimea, and they just tried to stop Russian without even weapon, because they was unarmed.
Yeah.
And also on the east of Ukraine, Russian invasion with all this terroristic guy. They also was stopped mostly by volunteer soldier
Yeah,
who
volunteer battalions.
never fight before. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And it also repeat again in 2022 when
Yeah.
Russia invade like from all the boundaries and from Belarus, and we have no forces to stop them, and all the like civilized world say bye bye Ukraine. You was good friend,
Yeah.
but it was good party, but it's time for you to get back to Russia. But somehow, like nobody can explain how, we still repeat it like at least 3 times in Maidan, in Ato, and full-scale invasion. Like nobody expect us to like stop second army on the world, at least for those time. It was true,
Yeah.
and we was without any weapon, without any help from the West, and we still stopped them. So it wasn't like some like some lucky, some jackpot or stuff like that. We do it again and again during last 10 years, right? At least.
Yeah.
I mean, in such aggressive way.
Yeah, you're right. In the way that we are ready to cause violence to protect our country from being taken by Russia again. Damn, man, such a great fucking
Rick, I want
addition. Yeah,
a
Aziza?
little bit.
Sorry.
I want to add a little bit. Stus has some lyrics about Боже, не літості, лютості, Боже, не ласка мсти, дай нам розірвати пути ці, ретязі ці рознести. When you need to fight, you need to find in yourself angry feeling, first of all, because you cannot fight with, with a laugh. How to say, it's all with a laugh, with the defending of your nation, but you need to find this angry feeling, and you cannot be peaceful. You cannot peacefully fight for your freedom.
Yeah.
So, and it's very important to understand to Georgian people that you need to fight not peacefully.
Exactly.
And for young people, because we see the people, most of all is young people, maybe by Ukraine it was a different story, but sometimes it's very hard to be angry. It's very hard to take weapons even when you have no weapons, but to be ready to die first of all, and to ready even to kill somebody to fight for own freedom. And I was it been big illusion when I had such idea that, for example, Russian can use experience of Ukrainian and make such revolution in Russia, because it's not only it's something in genetic or in a cultural experience. It's also all about organization, because what Ukrainian did on the Revolution of Dignity, it was perfect in the organization. It was in native way or in another way, but they did it very perfect. How they use a city, how they use the objects, how they use stuff around of everything, how the small business support people. So all kind of all levels of the life, the living people, they support each other, and so they created perfect system that could really defend each other and make a perfect battlefield in the real city. So it was a real war, not like something revolution with
right.
it was real war without weapons, without guns, without nothing.
Well, with
And
guns,
it was
actually.
really till the death, because our
Sorry.
culture as well, like in Ukrainian nationalists, they have this from the history. We can fight till the death, so we can fight because we have something more important than life.
Yeah, you're right. It seems like you wanted to add something.
I can see Aziza, she's here or not?
Yeah.
I hear.
Okay, because it was pretty interesting that you also said that you can't fight with love, and I won't a little bit disagree, because at the beginning of full-scale invasion, we as veterans of Azov, we didn't get any weapon, and like Western people don't want to give us such weapon as Lava and Javelin, and I was a sniper and a Javelin operator without Javelin, and there was the enemy's tank attack, and we really appreciate this song. Like all we need is in love tonight. If you know it, all I need is in love Yeah, and when I just remembered that first armor vehicle which I destroyed from Enlau, I really like have this idea. Actually, Rick, maybe we should probably start like next campaign
Yeah.
and with sign like from Ukraine with and love, you know.
Yeah, let's do it.
Just do it this picture with and love, but and love. So we Ukrainian can do it like really with style, you know, with some beauty, with with love.
True.
We can destroy invaders
Yeah,
with love. This is why we fight so like
I mean,
beautiful, I believe.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, I mean, a little bit different
Okay.
thing, because really I know that Ukrainian fight with love, because in another case
Yes.
will be no lose, because it's love. It's like absolute love when you understand the sense and truth inside of yourself, and when you can defend something that you really love, that you really you know that it's very important, you know it's very precious thing inside of you and inside of all the existence of nature. And that is why a lot of all kind of animals try to be with Ukrainian soldiers and try to find this place of peace and place of love, because animals feel it 100% from Ukrainian soldiers. But I mean that it's a little bit another. I mean that you
Okay.
cannot make I love you and I cannot touch you. I just want can I use only placards. Don't kill me. No war like Russian did
You
it.
mean the
No
lefties,
war.
right?
You
Нет
know
войне, yeah, those guys, yeah.
Нет, and that's all. So
Mhm.
I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to make something bad because I'm so poor. I'm so,
Ah,
I'm so spiritual person. I could not like for me it's not love in general, but people accept it's like something very peacefully, very democratic, very everybody support this way, but in general Ukrainian show the world that love is in a little bit different. It's not this way, because it's not love. It's I don't know how to explain. It's fear. It's you cannot understand the true moments when you can be a real human. For me, what did our Ukrainian people when they begin just from the nation, just from the people, they begin to be real human, and they choose right way, made right decision.
Roman?
yeah, probably will go because it's quite late and I need to finish translating. I have like actually two projects right now that I'm
Oh, shit.
translating for interviews of captive soldiers that were returned to Ukraine. So yeah, there's a bit of a project that I'm trying to make translations for right now. So I'm like sitting a couple hours listening to people telling stories about how they were tortured. Not the best in the most pleasant time, but I want those stories to be, to be out there,
Yeah.
to be heard. So
Yeah.
yeah, gotta go do that. And yeah, nice, catching up with you, Rick, and also hello to you both. Nice talking to you and seeing you and stuff. And yeah,
Anna, what
bye
if
bye.
I what if I invite you here more often, like maybe at least once a month? Will you find time for us?
Yes, sure, of course.
Because
Invite me.
because
I
you're
will.
awesome.
Thank you, but stop it. Yeah, anyhow, yeah, nice to chatting with you guys. Take care, and yeah, слава Україні, bye bye.
Yeah,
Thank
bye.
you.
Героям слава. Do you want to go to sleep now? You ready?
Yeah, I believe I could like knocked out any minute, any moment.
Okay. So, my friend,
But thank you for inviting. Thank you for the company. I appreciate as always.
yeah,
And,
last thing I will ask you to do is to motivate rollers and maybe not only rollers, all who is watching, to donate to our campaign that we started. If you can do it right now. If you can't, it's okay. Just tell them to donate, that's it.
no, it's uh, it's pretty hard to motivate because when you mention all the story of these patches, it's become pretty personal, and as I mentioned before, it's way easier to collect money for other people than for ourselves. And somehow when you tell the whole story with the patch, especially with like this ultimate resistance, which is like patch with my face, it becomes something like it's difficult because it always made me realize that why the hell I'm still alive and sitting here, and yeah, all this PTSD stuff, you know.
Yeah, survival's guilt
And,
also.
yeah, it's pretty difficult, even though I understand this, even though I like work with this a lot, and still it's something difficult. And actually at this point I can't motivate people like to donate because
Yeah, understandable. I am sorry that.
just
Yeah.
no, just do what you're gonna do. That's all. And yeah, sometimes, you know, it's switch something. Sometimes it feels like, yeah guys, let's do it, but while you mention all these three patches, just start thinking about all this stuff, and actually the reason why we gather in here.
Yeah.
And I, I just think that people who understand, they will understand. Who don't, who doesn't, no motivation words just needed or convince them. Yeah,
You're right. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for always being honest here. It really is something that I love, you know, that I also love to be honest and transparent, and something that I appreciate in others. And you usually give some unpopular opinion, you know, and I always connect to that. I always understand what you're talking about. I always, yeah, thank you. Thank you for that, my friend. I really want to hug you right now. So when we meet, we hug, okay?
Stop it. Okay. Okay, Aziza, it was also good to see you as well, and hear your story like more, because you're a really interesting person. And Rollers, as always, it was a cool evening to spending out like with you guys. So take care, and see ya.
Take
A huge
care
pleasure.
too.
Good night, Roman.
Good night.
See you.
Night.
Okay, Aziza. It's me and you now. Or you and me now. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm okay. I was so impressed of Anna, how she's fluently explain a lot of thoughts. It's so great, so
Yeah.
amazing.
She is.
I
She's a badass.
I don't know her story, so because I wasn't from the beginning, but it's great to be here and to to hear such thoughts and be together, and I'm so happy for this.
Yeah.
For this moment.
I really enjoyed when all four of us were talking. It was something really cool. All that you donate here on YouTube, it goes to my pocket. I'm not fooling anyone here. I need the salary, and that's the part of my salary. All that you send on PayPal, I do not dare to take any of that, and I donate all of that. So we have the rules here: money on PayPal, donation for the army; money on YouTube or Base or Donatello or Patreon are for me, but there are exceptions with the Base. When you send a separate donation to the Base, if you cannot use the PayPal, you put the comment that it is a donation for the army, not for me, or for the tickets. Then I donate that money. But we lose 3% fee from those funds on base, and then we lose also 6% tax. It was 5%
Five.
before. No. Since the 1st of December, they increased the tax. Now we pay 6% in the third
Oh, wow.
group of private entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
but it's just 1% more. And
Okay.
that's the військовий збір, the military, how do you call that? Military, як дань англійською.
Fee.
Yeah, let's call it military fee. So yeah, basically it goes for the army. So I'm happy to pay more taxes to provide our army with more like funds. So yeah, 6% tax. So we basically pay 9% of like combined from the nations on the base. So this is why PayPal is the priority, because on PayPal in Ukraine we have bonus from PayPal themselves. They made withdrawal without any percentage. They made transfers between Ukrainians without the percentage. So yeah, basically we lose everything that I receive to you will be donated to the very cent. So PayPal is the priority. Please do that if you want to make a donation to the army. You need a graphic. I've tried to explain this to boards. What do you mean by that? You need a graphic. If you want to somehow help me to improve the quality of my streams, you can always contact me on Discord, talk to me, and if you have the time to put into this, because I need to delegate so many tasks that I even hired an assistant now, and I don't have time or resources for one more task. I don't even have it for all the tasks I have right now, for fuck's sake. I cannot do the dubs of the interviews with Russian prisoners of war anymore, just because I'm so I do so much of the fundraising right now that I before, like in the beginning of this year, I was doing only a Sunday stream, and I was raising funds only then there, and I could work for the rest of the week doing dubbing, doing my regular work, because I was also working in the IT company. And
People in chat were wondering if you worked in IT company.
I worked there as a QA engineer. That's basically, I was a game tester. I was testing games. It sounds like a cool job, but no, guys, believe me, testing games is not the same that playing them. It's boring as fuck. And, also writing the reports, bug reports, when you discover some bugs, it could be interesting sometimes. And like, there is some excitement in some of it, but I would say 70% of the job is boring, pretty boring. Especially, well, you know what? I actually took some pleasure in, when I become the team lead, I took the pleasure in actually leading the team. It was a pretty interesting work for me. Basically, what I do here, I also am a team leader here. I have the team that we work together with. I also have a community that I'm leading. So basically, that's my dream job to actually to not just create content, but also to lead people. So
To be connected to a community.
exactly. So I found myself in this. Really cool. Thank you guys for helping me finding myself in this role. You are fucking awesome. I'm so blessed to meet you.
I'm completely agree.
Yeah, I think Aziza 100% agrees with us in this.
Yeah.
Okay, I want you, since you're here with us for the last, I don't know, what, 20 minutes? Probably, something like that. You gotta tell us whatever is on your mind. Maybe, you just got back from Tunisia, and I think you have a lot to tell us about that trip, about the performance, about the obstacles that you had on your way. I think it's a great opportunity to talk about that.
Yeah, it was. This performance was for me something very, very important. Because I did great journey to do And it's not only about the trip, about this month, it's this more than 2 weeks that I was in Tunisia. It's also a lot of work that I did before, when I created the idea, when I wrote the script, when I tried to, make fill the application for Goethe Institute, when I tried to find partners in everywhere, and I found it in Tunisia, in and it was very very big way to have this visa. And also when I was in Tunisia, it was also a lot of difficult. And exactly these points make this project so important. And when I saw a lot of people that don't know about Crimea at all, and a lot of people even not in Tunisia but in European countries, because I was 5 days by buses, different buses, and by ferry. And I was in Poland, in Austria, in Italy, and then by ferry in Tunisia. And a lot of people ask me, did the war, how your life after the war? They ask me. So a lot of people saw that the war ended, and also nobody about Crimea. Nobody knows about this topic. Nobody knows about Crimean Tatar. And a lot of people, if somebody knows about Crimea, but they saw it's part of Russia. And I how it's important to do it. I know that it's like small step if you compare with projects, but for me it was a very great step. And I did I give my chance, power. And it was interesting experience, because I met a lot of different people. I meet first time in my life Arabic world, and another vision of this and I really wanted to do, and I really happy to do it in such way, because for me it's not only about Crimea, colonized Crimea, occupied Crimea, about colonized personality, and also about prisoners, Crimean prisoners. Like I call Crimean hostages of Kremlin, because what the problem was also, when the people see the point, political prisoners, they don't want to accept this, because in their eyes political prisoners, it's something about uh, you know inner problem of country like Russia.
Mhm.
And Crimean prisoners are not political prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
They are victims. They are hostages. And I wanted to talk about this. But also, I'm happy that I can make something as interesting from the art side. So I try to make something really important for our culture. I'm happy to hear you, and always you told something interesting and very full information for me. So thank you so much. And I was really happy to be today, and every time, and I feel this, I felt it in Tunisia, how it's like it was like I was in Ukraine with Ukrainian people, with Ukrainian patriots, with Ukrainian souls, because I know that rollers are best of the best. They are so great in fighting with us for freedom, for independence, for truth that we have us. And I'm so happy to be here. And I was happy to see Lina, and to sing
Same
for her. It
here.
was like some very moment. So um, I hope that, yeah, I hope that I can say more about my performance next time. because really it's I want to share more with you my idea and my experience in this way, and I really wanted to do it again to make more, to show more, and to I feel inside of myself that I can about this project, and it could help people way, in emotional way, to understand us, to to be closer to our reality, because nobody can be agree with the facts and with something that you cannot, you cannot make it like it's really like black and white, and I want to show this to the world, and I'm very happy, and I feel great gratitude for you, Rick, for all of us that you help me to make it more visible for the world. And so thank you, and good night. I was happy to see you
Good night,
so
Aziza.
much.
Night.
It was a pleasure, as always.
Good night.
Live long and
Geceler
prosper,
hayır.
my
Take
friend.
care of yourself.
Good night.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye, Aziza.
Bye bye.
Alina needs our help. She created the jar for $400, a bit less than that. And Lena will tell us herself what the money will be spent for. Please, Lena.
Yeah, Lina will. And after that, I would like to share some piece of news.
Awesome.
I think you will like them.
Me too,
So,
like all of us?
yeah, of course, all of you.
Okay.
Today's goal is to raise money for keeping alive the only Crimean Tatar newspaper in Crimea. It is called Kırım, which is obviously Crimea. This newspaper was founded by Crimeans, Kırımlı, who returned from deportation in, I think, 1989, if I'm not mistaken. And they existed throughout decades. And right now they are struggling for survival because Russia is trying to shut them down because they didn't agree to be pro-Russian, and they are like the only source of information who is trustful. And as I said, they're the only media.
Wait, are they still operating in Crimea, based in Crimea?
Yes, they are.
How Russia is not shutting them down completely yet?
That's the question, a big one. But I think they're trying to do it like as much as they can in some quote unquote legal ways, because I think if they shut them down by like the decree, by just a wish, it will be how to say, a very conflict situation, for example, between Russia and some Turkey countries, because so
okay.
they are trying to push. They, for example, raised the price for everything needed, like paper, chornila, I don't know how to, printing materials,
ink,
ink, and they are making they find new reasons to take them to the court and to accuse them of let me say, they're accusing them of rehabilitating of Nazism and
in terrorism, 100%.
of course terrorism. And there was a situation, this Kırım newspaper, they printed the report from UN, which said that Russia is oppressing indigenous people of Crimea, and like the person who had the speech at the UN, they mentioned some organizations which Russia perceives as terroristic. So Krim newspaper had to pay fee because court said that they mentioned this organization, and like that's why they have to pay. So it is extremely stupid situation, and it may sound a little bit fun, like how stupid they are.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they trying to shut down the newspaper, and the thing is, the problem is, they cannot ask international community to pay money to them directly, because Russia has this law saying that if you receive money from abroad, you are an international agent, and you can be easily accused of espionage. So that is why they don't have a fundraising like somewhere on Twitter or Facebook. That's why the money should be sent to some people who will somehow transfer them to Crimea. It is like a very long route of money.
Chain.
But luckily, this week I have the opportunity to meet a person. I won't say who is that, like here, but I will tell Tariq personally in secret. And like now, right now, I have the opportunity to raise funds for Krim newspaper, and that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm asking rollers to help, because this is the only trustful source of information for Crimean Tatars in Crimea. And
Too much, Rick. It doesn't
and the
sound
progress bar is what?
like that. We'll update now.
Yeah, it will update now.
It just updated. Yes, we're on 76%, and the remaining 24% will be donated by Lena tomorrow
From
when she
base.
yeah, when she has the withdrawal from the base, which will happen
thank you.
like around 4 a.m. in the morning tonight.
I
So-
contacted Alla
Uh-huh.
from Sveti Petrovci.
Saint Peter's,
And-
yeah.
Saint Petrovci, yes. And when she went to Petrovci together, she told me that some of rollers like support their project podcast, and she like sent her hugs and how do you call them, greetings to you guys. And we've recorded an episode of podcast about Crimea.
Nice.
I met these pupils, I don't know how to call them, students.
Students, yeah.
Students, yeah, from 10th and 11th grade. And they were so sweet, and we've talked like so long. But of course, not everything will go to the final
Unfortunately.
episode.
I hate
Yeah.
it. I like when it's 8 fucking hours uncut. Okay.
Yeah, and they hope you Rick will visit them again soon. They are waiting for you, and they liked it so much that they asked me to come to the school again with a lecture about Crimea,
Nice.
and we agreed that I will do it on the December 17th, in 1.5 weeks.
Perfect.
So right now I am like the few last 4 days I was outside of city, and couldn't like do anything related to work or YouTube or anything. But I think the next week, I will prepare the program of this lecture, talking with students about Crimea, because they were really interested, and I was so inspired because
Yeah.
I don't remember if I told you my plan for the next year was to go to the schools in Kyiv.
You told me, but you did not tell to rollers. So yes, please
So
tell more.
I checked the history textbooks for schools, and I saw that there is a very few mentions of Crimea, and in my opinion, like not enough. And there is nothing about culture or traditions because there is no such subject as traditions or culture of nations, something like that. And I decided to go to these schools. Firstly, in my neighborhood in Kiev. Maybe later, if it will be a successful project, I will go to all the schools in Kiev
Would be
with the
awesome.
small lectures about Crimea, about my people, about our literature, about like my work because I do work in a related area. And I was like anxious a little bit about how to start that. And Ala from Saint Petersburg resolved that issue for me because she invited me there and she talked to the how do you call, not the dean of the school,
Ukrainskую
headmaster, director, headmaster.
or
I
principal.
remember.
They call
Principal.
Yeah, in the States I think they call them principals.
Okay. So she told us the principal of the St. Petrivsky school, and they agreed to be the first school which will accept me as the lecturer for 1 hour. So
Just
I'm so
fantastic.
happy. I'm so happy because like this is my dream coming true. Telling people, especially young people who haven't been to Crimea in their lives because it is occupied for 10 years and they are teenagers mostly, so they don't have any memories related to Crimea, and it scares me a lot because they don't have any emotional attachment to this land and to the people living there. And I am afraid that in like 10-20 years Crimea might not be a priority for these people. So that is why I took this responsibility of informing them and creating this emotional attachment. So I hope Crimea will be deoccupied as soon as possible. But if no, at least some of them will be informed about Crimea and they will have Crimea as priority for them.
Let's begin with the main prize, Alistair patch. It is a beautiful one.
Beautiful.
Look at the texture.
Yeah.
Feel right now. Let's do it. And it goes to, come on, who's it gonna be? Number 481. Let's go check who that is. 481. Oh my god. Dr. Tuso from Fred Thornbury. Super fucking awesome. I am happy for Dr. Tuso. I will make him happy tomorrow. So Fred, another gifted ticket gifted by you is a winning one. So Dr. Tuso will receive it very soon. I hope he accepts it, but I think he will. Who was he here in the chat?
Refuse.
I did not see him here in the chat. So someone gifted that ticket to Dr. Tuso. Dr. Tuso did not take that free ticket himself, in my opinion, because I did not see him here. But I think it's really awesome that he got one.
It is.
I really like it. Let's go and raffle this beautiful fishy for your Christmas tree. It's here. I'm pressing the spin wheel button. And who do we have there? A winner. Number 217. Let's go check who that is. 217. Miriam. Nice.
Yay.
Miriam, congrats to you. You're the winner.
That's good.
If you're watching right now, I also am not sure that Miriam is here with us because I didn't see her in the chat. But Miriam is winning this awesome fish. That's really cool. I'll message her tomorrow and make her happy. Let's get one of them to you. Let me spin the wheel again, and I'm spinning it. Let's go. You probably can hear the sound, all except for Lena, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I'm having this sound inside of my head.
no, yeah. Number 430. Let's go see who the magic brought us to. 430. A gifted ticket from Brian R. to just Jimmy. Jimmy,
Ooh.
congrats, my friend.
Jimmy was
Really
in the
cool.
chat, right?
I think Jimmy is in the chat.
I saw him.
Yeah, he is here. Jimmy, congrats. A gifted ticket from Brian. So this beautiful penguin goes to Just
For
Jimmy.
just Jimmy.
And Just Jimmy says, my granddaughter will love that. Thank you so much, Brian. Aw, so fucking cute. I sometimes want to shed a tear when
I'm close.
I watch those guys messages there. Just like, fuck. Okay, anyway, guys, let's raffle this one. Beautiful titmouse Ukrainian bird made of wood, hand painted. The indirect meanings. Okay, let's go to the next one, and I'm spinning the wheel to raffle this titmouse.
Titmouse.
And we're rolling. Who is that? Who's that? Who's that? Number 166. Let's go watch closely who that is. 166.
Not me.
And I see it. Fred Thornbury is winning this one.
Fred!
Fred, congrats. The second penguin. The penguin in the red scarf.
Oh, it has a different scarf.
Yeah, it's a different penguin.
Does it have a present on the back?
No present on the back. This one is not a Santa Claus or elf, a penguin, just a regular one. I'm pressing the spin the wheel button, and number 79. Number 79, right, guys? Let me check. 79, yeah. Who do we have here? Number 79 is Alvin Archer from Mark S. That was the only ticket that Mark S bought. And Alvin Archer
Hey!
is also getting this penguin.
What a luck.
Full of today. And I'm spinning the wheel. And what do we have here? Who do we have here? Not what.
Who do we have here?
We have number 92, pretty close to number 79.
Yeah.
92 is SL. SL is winning this beautiful
Cool.
Bandera bird.
Congratulations. Okay.
Yeah. Good night, Lena. Thank you for
Thank
being here.
thank you guys for closing my fun, for having me here and writing all these kind words to the chat.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rick.
They're
I
awesome.
hope you'll get enough sleep this night.
Not this night, 100%.
Yeah.
But next one, luckily.
Okay.
Who knows? Okay,
Bye-bye.
good night. Live long and prosper, my friend.
Yay.
Bye. From Rick Rollers with love. Rhymes Law. And the progress bar will update now. I missed the moment again. It just updated. We closed the smaller fundraiser. From Rick, the Ukrainians community, with love. And the progress bar will update now. Less donation for today. Rick is gonna go to sleep. Please stay safe. Please live long, prosper, and donate. And I want to say Slava Ukraini. most importantly, Heroem Slava. Thank you all for being here. I also want to check how many people are still here. 50. Oh shit. 47. Great job, guys. Great. Thank you. 9-hour stream. 9-hour hard work and some fun also. And some sorrow too. Slava Nazi. Smrt ворогам. Exactly. Thank you. Sleep well. Thank you, guys. I read the messages. I enjoy them, but I need to go. Love you all. Thank you once again. Love you. Good night. And let's keep rolling together to our victory. Bye, guys. Thank you for watching. Please like this video, leave any comment under it, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. You can find the full stream recording. This clip was taken from here. And I invite you to join us on Rig the Ukrainian here for live streams and videos from Ukraine. Thank you, and live long and prosper.